Oh boy, here we go. This is gonna be a fun one. I knew I was gonna talk about this as soon as I saw the post. So let's get into it. Ravens flock, y'all know what's going on. Y'all saw the post. If you didn't see the post, let me give you some backstory. So today in Florida, our main guy, our quarterback, Lamar Jackson, was out there working with some receivers. Awesome. He was working with his main man, Hollywood Brown, who we love in Baltimore, so that's great. He was working with Jerry Jeudy, a very talented receiver who's going to be in this year's NFL draft, which is going to be great. I would love to get Jerry Jeudy, but we would have to trade up for him because I don't think we can be able to get him. He's not going to fall to the tail ends of the first round. Then again, I don't know. The draft is crazy. You never know what's going to happen. Stranger things have happened, so maybe everyone wants to wait till that second round to get receivers. Who knows what's going to happen? But if we luck up to get him, it would be amazing. Either him or CeeDee Lamb. I want one of those two to be our receivers in the draft. Eric DeCosta, get it done. I believe in you. But, yeah, so he was working out with Hollywood. He was working out with Jerry. And he was working out with the man of the hour himself, Antonio Brown. Oh, boy. When everybody heard Lamar Jackson was working out with Antonio Brown, speculations went everywhere. First of all, the Ravens flock lost their minds and went crazy, which actually brought a division between the fan base itself. Outside of the fan base, there was so many different speculations. There was so many things being said. One thing that really stuck out to me was somebody saying Lamar Jackson working out with Antonio Brown is a bad look for him because he's associated himself with a guy that has personal issues and is a diva receiver. And plus, it's a bad look to have Antonio Brown be your role model. And I was like, role model? What are you talking about? Since when has AB ever been a role model to Lamar? Where did this come from? How did you even come up with that? They're just working out. How is working out with the receiver turning into, oh man, he's hanging around with the bad crowd? That's going to be a bad role model for Lamar. What are you talking about? Lamar is one of the classiest guys in the league. He has no character problems. The man's friends with Deshaun Watson, another guy that has no character issues. He's slowly building relationships with both Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. Both those guys have no character issues and are some of the classiest quarterbacks who ever played this game. So, I don't know where you're getting this whole role model thing with AB, but that doesn't make sense. When you're associating yourself with Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, and Drew Brees, you're in a good group. So I don't know where they're getting this. Plus, if you're talking about role models, I'm pretty sure building relationships with Russell Wilson and Drew Brees, those are important, and those would really be his role models, if anything. But especially Drew Brees, because Drew Brees' son loves him, and Lamar loves Drew Brees. So I don't know where that whole issue came from, but it don't matter. We're not dealing with that. Inside the flock, yeah, things got crazy, and it started a division between the Ravens flock where we divided into two. The first group, they saw this and they lost their mind. They heard Lamar Jackson was working out with AB. And it actually started from a post, in fact. Hollywood Brown posted a picture on his Twitter of himself, Lamar, and Antonio all posing together. And the caption on the top was, "We activated." This first group of Ravens fans, they saw that and they lost their minds. Oh my God, Lamar Jackson's working out with Antonio Brown. Do you know what this means? AB to Baltimore confirmed. AB to the Ravens confirmed. Eric DeCosta, get it done. If AB comes to the Ravens, we're going 16-0. Do you understand? We're going to be Super Bowl champions with AB. We'd be unstoppable. I can't believe what's going on. Is this really happening? Is this really happening? Oh my God, I really hope Antonio Brown comes to Baltimore. I'm really hoping for this. And I'm like, calm down. People were really losing it. Ravens fans were really losing it on Twitter. That first group was wild. The second group of Ravens fans, they took a look at this, and the way they reacted was, okay, Lamar Jackson's working out with Hollywood and AB. That is to be expected because Hollywood Brown is AB's cousin. And both Hollywood and AB work out together all the time. They're always working out together. So, of course, Lamar, who's obviously going to work out with Hollywood, he would eventually have to work out with AB as well because they're always working out together. So it's just a simple workout between these guys. They're just working out. Plus, Jerry Jeudy's there as well. So it's not like he's just Lamar working out with Antonio. He's working out with Antonio, he's working out with Hollywood, and he's working out with Jerry Jeudy. In fact, what I took away from this is that I hope the Ravens try to trade up to try and get Jeudy. That's what we took out of it. from the second group. I don't know where that first group went with their mind, but the second group, we really just looked at this, was like, okay, I mean, they're just working out. I don't think AB is coming to Baltimore. And besides, I wouldn't necessarily want him to come to Baltimore anyway. I think we're fine without him. I think we can get a good guy from the draft. We don't need AB. That was the perspective of the second group. So obviously, the cause and division between these two just sparked a lot of arguments about why you wouldn't want AB on the team and how he could bring all these aspects, but on the other hand, he's got character issues and all this other stuff. How do I feel about this situation? Well, I'm more on the side of group 2. I looked at this and said, okay, it's just Lamar working out with Hollywood, Antonio Brown, and Jerry Jeudy. I hope this means we can get Jerry Jeudy in the draft, but I doubt that. But as far as him working out with Antonio, it's to be expected considering the fact that he's going to work out with Hollywood. And Hollywood and Antonio Brown always work together. But in terms of him coming to Baltimore, I just don't see that happening. I don't see Eric DeCosta bringing in a guy that has character issues into his locker room, which could end up leading to potential troubles between guys. I mean, for God's sakes, guys, we have Marcus Peters here. Y'all know what Marcus Peters is all about. He's a great guy, but you ain't gonna start nothing with him. If you start something with him, he gonna talk and he gonna retaliate. And bringing AB here, a guy with character issues that tends to, his temper tends to go off sometimes when he's not getting his way. Can you imagine AB in practice being covered by Marcus Peters, and all of a sudden an argument breaks out? Do you know what's gonna happen there? I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, I just don't see the DeCosta bringing in a guy that has all these character issues into the locker room, because it's just going to bring problems. You can't bring a guy that has all this baggage and has personal issues that is slowly seeking in to his football career. It's what happened all last season. All these issues he's having off the field keeps popping up when he's trying to play football. It's slowly coming into it's just slowly coming into the football field, and it's causing issues. It's the main reason why he's not here now. AB's got so many issues that you just don't want to bring him on. You just don't want to bring him on. No team wants to bring Antonio Brown on. And if you ask me, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. If he's going to come here to Baltimore and bring more trouble, it's just not worth it. I don't want him to come here and destroy our locker room. We've seen too much of it. Until that man gets the help he needs, or until he figures it out, or comes in with a more stable, calm sense of self, I just don't want this guy on the team. I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. I don't think he's at that stage yet. So I just wouldn't want him on my team. And I understand why people obviously would want Antonio Brown on the team, because he's so talented. When he was playing football, you could argue he was the best receiver in the game. It was between him and Julio for several years as to who was the best receiver. And you could really make the argument Antonio Brown was the best receiver in football for several years. He was that talented. Him and Ben Roethlisberger was killing it. That's how great AB was. But now with all these problems, you just don't want that guy in your locker room causing issues. It's just going to be a problem. You don't want that on your team. So I wouldn't want him. I understand how talented he is. I understand the amount of skills he has. But no. You guys got to understand, no matter how talented a receiver is, if he's going to bring trouble in the locker room, he's not worth it. This is a team game. It's not always about having a talented receiver. We should know this. This Ravens franchise has won 2 Super Bowls without having an extremely talented receiver. We've never had a generational talent at receiver, but we've managed to win 2 Super Bowl rings because we're a team. We are a brotherhood. We work together. Everybody eats on the Ravens. That's just how it is. And if AB is going to come here and start complaining about not getting the football and do the same things he was doing in Pittsburgh and the trouble he was causing in Oakland, if he's going to bring that to Baltimore, why would we want that? Do you understand how that would ruin our team? It would seriously ruin our team. So I would not want that there. But I'll throw these Ravens fans a bone. It could potentially work out if he comes here. And the reason I say that is because Hollywood Brown's on the team. If you look out of all 32 teams, the best place for Antonio Brown to go to is Baltimore. And the specific reason because of that is because Hollywood Brown's on the team. Hollywood Brown is his cousin. And he's going to be there to help AB out and try to give him advice to control himself. I understand that's his younger cousin, but that's still family. When AB went to the Raiders, who was there to help him chill out? Who was there to give him that advice not to wild out? Coach Gruden and Derek Carr. Who is Derek Carr to Antonio Brown? Tell me that. What type of relationship do you think they have? Who is Derek Carr to Antonio Brown? Antonio Brown's mindset when he got there was, y'all need me. I don't need you. Y'all need me. You need a receiver. Y'all need me to come in and dominate and be AB and do all that stuff. Derek Carr ain't nothing unless I come here and help him out. Coach Gruden, you need me to save you and this team. So I don't have to listen to a single word you say. That's basically the mindset he came in with, and Oakland couldn't take it anymore. They allowed it at the same time, but Oakland just couldn't take it anymore. He's not going to listen to a guy in Derek Carr who doesn't really have a relationship with him. But in Baltimore, with his cousin there, giving him advice and trying to tell him, cuz, you're going to have to chill out. You can't be out here wilding and doing the same things you were doing before. We can't have you fighting with other guys. I can't have you causing problems outside of football. It's just not going to be a good look for you. It's not going to be a good look for the organization. Let's just come here, play football, and be a brotherhood. Let's work together as a team and try to come together to try and win a championship. With Hollywood Brown there and telling him this, AB might be willing to listen, because family has an influence on our actions sometimes. When you got a family member giving you advice for something, you're more willing to listen. It was never going to work out in Pittsburgh when AB got that ego, because it's not like he was going to listen to Ben Roethlisberger. It's not like he was going to listen to Juju. It wasn't going to happen, because AB at that point was too far gone. But being in Baltimore, with his cousin there, to give him that advice, and to try to calm him down, and tell him to chill out with all the shenanigans and just focus on playing football and being a team player, it might work out. So I can see where the fans that want this to happen, I can see where they're coming from, because Hollywood Brown's on the team. And in some cases that makes sense. But do you honestly trust, at this stage, do you honestly trust Antonio Brown to not cause any issues off the field? If you can guarantee he's not going to cause an issue in Baltimore, I would have no problem bringing him in. If he's going to come to Baltimore, be a role model player, be the standard player, a team guy that's going to come out here, work hard, be part of this brotherhood, and not cause any trouble, then sure, bring him to Baltimore. I would love him. He's a great talent that would add so much firepower to our offense. If you can guarantee Antonio Brown's going to be that same player that's going to come here, grind it, not cause trouble, be part of the brotherhood, and just do his job, I got no problem. Eric DeCosta, get the job done if that's the case. But I do not believe that's the case right now. I don't know if it ever will be the case for Antonio Brown. So right now, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I'm the Ravens. I wouldn't do it. That's taking a huge risk. You're at a great place right now, Baltimore. You are really at a great place. Adding Antonio Brown with all those character issues, it can be a problem. It can be a problem. If you can guarantee me that Hollywood would be able to calm this man down and that he will work together with his brotherhood and not cause problems, bring him right now. Sign him. Well, first he's got to deal with those. He's got to deal with several things. He might not even be able to be eligible to play football for maybe 7. I don't know how long. He's got a lot he's got to deal with first before he's eligible to play football again. But if that all goes well for him, which I doubt will happen anytime soon, but if that goes well for him, and you can guarantee me Hollywood's going to be able to control him and no issues will come out of Antonio Brown, bring him to Baltimore. We would love him here. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So at the end of the day, I don't want him. To conclude this whole, what would you call this? Tandem that they just went on? To conclude everything, AB is a talented guy, but he's not worth the trouble. All we saw from that post and from the videos that was on Instagram was just a simple workout. Nothing more, nothing less. Just working out together, getting better, improving, practicing. That's just what you got to do. Doesn't mean he's coming to Baltimore. Doesn't mean that Eric DeCosta's in the work to bring him here. But at the same time, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Maybe he does come to Baltimore. Maybe he can keep himself under control. Maybe Hollywood being there, it's going to help him stay under control. Who knows? But I just don't think it's worth the trouble. And I'm pretty sure Eric DeCosta knows that.